All right, guys, this is the next day. Figured I would show the catch. He's been on ice all night, and I'm gonna fillet him up and make some fillets out of him. So stick around if you want to see me fillet some fish. I'm not very good at it, I will say that. Okay, so these Lingcod, this is a blue one, and the meat is going to be the same color as the skin right there. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just the way it is. But these things have cheeks, cheek meat, so you cut. I don't know how to get it out of there real great, but fish filleter Brenda shows how to do it on one of her videos, and I try to copy her and mess up half the time, but actually that one came out real nice. And then you just slice across there and pull it off with your fingers, and as you can see, that meat is blue. So I got that one out. Let's get the other one out. Swing real wide right up by the eyeball there. Swing wide down this way. Come right up along the lip. Well, that was pretty easy actually. This time, a lot of times it's a lot harder than that. But get two little chunks like that, and then for filleting them, just run down along that bone till you get past the ribs. Give it a poke through, right to the end of the tail. Go through those fin bones. You can see how blue that meat is. Then you just, let me get this under here so I can get it better. And you just go right down against that skin, give it a pull. Got yourself a really nice fillet right there. And this stuff will turn completely bright white as soon as it's fried. But that's a beautiful piece of meat right there. Do the same on the other side. There's not much left there. I didn't get it as clean as I probably should have, but like I said, I'm not real great at this. I do as good as I can, but don't do it for a living. And usually when you don't do something for a living, you don't do quite as good as you would if you did, because you don't have the practice. But I tell you what though, it does help watching those guys out there do it. It helps a lot. Go quite far enough there. There you go. That is just a beautiful fillet right there. Just can't get much better than that. All right, and there is not a whole lot left on that. I need to go get my wheelbarrow to throw this stuff in. Sorry about the rain noise, guys, but this one is what we call a kelp greenling, or some people call it a sea trout, but they are related to a lingcod. They have quite a bit of meat on them for their size because they have a very small gut cavity. So the whole thing right here is a fillet. So even though the fish looks kind of small, it actually has quite a bit of meat on it. So the meat on these is tighter grain, and if you're not careful cooking it, you can overcook it really fast and it gets really mushy if you overcook it. So I personally don't like this meat as good as the rockfish, but some people love it. Some people think it's great. It's more of a texture thing. It's not the taste for me. It's more of a texture thing. But you know, each to their own. It's a really nice fillet as far as that goes. There you can see the tighter grain right there. I'll show you what a sea bass looks like when it's filleted in, but this wouldn't be quite as thick or quite as coarse grained as a sea bass. But like I said, some people love it, some people don't like it as much. There you go, 2 nice fillets. Now I'll get a decent sized sea bass. This is a black sea bass. Obviously they're thicker than what that one was, but turn this thing around. Boy, that didn't feel like I got all the meat on that one, but actually I didn't do too bad. Pop those bones. I always get too far up in that one, but yeah. Oh, dropped it. At least it dropped scale side down. Now, can I do this by holding on to the hide? I believe I can. So there you go. That's a lot coarser meat. You can see the grains are a little over 1/4 inch wide instead of real tight like these. Put them side by side. There you can see the difference. Like I said, the taste is about the same. The texture is different, but oh, so that one fell with the scale side down, so I'll just rinse it off, get all the dirt off of it. And I rinse these fillets off before I put them in the bag too, just get all that nasties off of them. But if you can take your knife and go down along that gut cavity until you don't feel bones, and then aim for the aim for that pectoral, or yeah, that fin, and then slide it right out along the bone there. That's the best scenario. You can get it to work like that. Then just cut down across the top of there. There's not really any meat left on there. And there you have it. That's a sea bass, lingcod, and a kelp greenling. How to. Alright, next we have a canary rockfish. These are pretty fish. This is actually a nice one. This is Ken the Boring Fisherman. This is his favorite fish. You can see here on these and the sea bass, all those spikes right there have poison in them or venom, whatever, and if you get poked by them, it burns. It's kind of like a bee sting. It's not as bad as a bee sting. Also, all those 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. They have one down here, actually 2 down here, and they have 1 on each of these fins. So these fish you got to handle with care, or else you will get poked. It's actually not as hard as you think to not get spined by them, because once you figure out where they are, you just grab them by the mouth or grab them just like that and you're good. But yeah, and then once they're dead, it's not near as much danger of it either, because they're not flopping around and carrying on. But yeah, it's just something to keep in mind while you're fishing, or you know, whatever. But boy, I'm messing this all up. It's something you don't really want to get in your finger. But they, there was one of the gals out there at Newport that fillets fish told me that if you do get poked by them, you can take that burn away by sticking your knife in the eyeball and getting the juice and rubbing it on the sting or whatever. And it's supposed to take the burn away. I've never tried it, but supposedly that works. And there again, that's just like a general rockfish fillet. But getting through those scales is the biggest thing. Kind of cut back at an angle, that way you don't dull your knife as bad trying to get in there. There, that side went a little better. Not fast at it, but I can get it done if I have to. I'd much rather let somebody that knows what they're doing do it, because the fillets look a lot prettier when they do it. But of course nobody was working on January 1, so gotta do it myself, and that's fine. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, of me filleting the fish and the differences in the fish meat and textures and all that stuff. But if you enjoyed it, leave me a comment, leave me a thumbs up, share it out, and I'll catch you on the next one.